G'day, g'day. It was, yeah, it was the ALQ trade. Hello. The ALQ trade. Okay. Well, the ALQ, that was kind of a, yeah. Just that was a completely. All of my systems and guts was saying buy ALQ, and right now I'm going to take over the screen if that's okay, just so you can see where I'm talking about. And seriously, it was just reeking of, this is the perfect area to buy. And let's look, can you see the screen now? Okay. And ALQ down here, it was just screaming at me the way that it came down. And we bought it around here, and we were actually long for a few days, and it rallied up and we were laughing. We're actually really enjoying it. And then all of a sudden we had this big bar, and I got asked by Abby, one of the PHG members, what do we do here, David? You know, should we just leave it alone? I think I've got the exact discussion between the PHG members and myself on here, but that's just enough. That's more than enough detail. Anyway, the main thing I was saying was, you know, down here, like this big knockdown wasn't enough to knock it out, and then they had another go. There was somebody really manipulating this market, and they wanted to buy it, and actually my quote was, I think this is going to be like a Santos situation. And the Santos situation there was a big offer, and this was a few days ago on the I think it was on the Speed webinar, which I do a transcript for. So I've got the exact words on it. What I was thinking was there would be an offer, and it came out with a control change, a change in control order. And here are the interactions that we've had with the Profit Hunter Group, LQ, but not including. Here we go. This is back from the 4th. Here we go. Back from the 5th, we started to get interested in around the 13th of May, and we started to take some trades around the 25th, 27th. So we were tracking this. And notice here, I was saying here, this is on the 31st, which is May, and then the powers that be. This is my post, and let's pick it up here. And sorry, I haven't displayed it exactly as the PHG members would see, but let's pick this up here. So the powers that be want us not in it. It's probably going up though. If still long, use a stop close only at $3.80, which basically signals to the Profit Owner Group members, if in case they don't know, that I'm determined to keep with this trade. And if you go back through and look at those posts, you can see all of those particular posts. So this is stuff you can't make up. We got stopped out just here. I know we had a little stop down here. We got back on our bikes at $4.05, and then you see it up some 28% because these guys did not want you in on that trade. Now I did think, as I said before, that they wouldn't actually accept the offer, and there's some pretty fun things we're going to be doing with the Profit Hunter Group trades from now on. We took profit on half of that today, and here's the quote from the other one. Here's what the PHG member said on. Sorry, the internet is not really fast tonight, so it's not blindingly getting us in. Let's I might just duck. I'll just pick up my normal. No, it's not there. Okay, don't worry about that. This is the ALQ trading halt, and then we see here. So let's go into this one. Actually, no, it's this one. Yeah. Absolutely, it was a classic manipulation, and to undertake under some sort of offer, I wasn't surprised that there was an offer and all. So this is funny. This gentleman his code is Kenai. His name is Kenai. He's actually an auditor. I have a lot of accountants and auditors in the Profit Hunter Group. Anyway, ALQ long opened and almost hit your $5.39 target. You'll find out today that the high was $5.37. You can see here up on the top left-hand corner up there. So I was 1.5 cents out on the target, probably about 2 weeks out. So I think that's okay. Probably some people. Now he says now. So Kenai is all the years. I thought that was pretty funny. So I was looking at it, and basically it was that level. Bang, the fill was 5.13 because it come back in. So we raised the stop losses there, not aggressively, but just to keep out of trouble. Yeah. So and you can see good volume on that. So they're all after it. Rocco took profit, I think, at $5.35. He rings me up and he goes, "What now?" And this is where arrogance comes in. He says, now Rocco is a platinum member, so he actually gets access to me and to phone me up. And he goes, "I just made 6,300 on this. Now, I'm not greedy. I just want one of those a week." That's fair enough. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's just really nice to see. You know, it's particularly you couldn't get in on this if you're trading any other method. You might have bought a breakout above $4.35. You might have bought a breakout above $4.60. The fact is that it opened this afternoon way up at $5.20 and jumped up after that. So your fill would be a huge slippage if you hadn't have gotten in with the right skills. Well, it's more the things that we've got on at the moment. There's a couple of things up our sleeves. Remember, Terry, you slapped me over the wrist for giving out too much information to people who aren't paying. And Terry goes, "Stop it." Terry's, I've got a bit of a blabbermouth when I do that. Yeah. Thanks, Sean. So go ahead. Yeah, yeah. So here, just for Profit Hunter Group members, you'll notice that over here we can see the last 10 posts that I've raised. We've got Kidman Resources, Flight Centre, Select. Select's also been a nice mover that people keep on, the member who trades that. We have people who take different trades to the Profit Hunter Group trades. People ask me about the stocks that they're interested in, and I don't necessarily make them Profit Hunter Group trades. And for the reason, and some people trade that as well. And this is Antonio, who's been interested in Select Group. And I'll just pick that up here. We can see, you can see the rationales. I suspect it's going to drive towards these higher targets. I just hope it's not the organisations that brought us the bid for Santos. So this is today's on Select Group. Hi David, great call again. Reached your second target of 752, and I give the targets. You don't want it. You shouldn't be showing that. Okay. Yeah. 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 I'll just close this off with the trades that I'm interested in, and I will show. Go ahead. Yeah. So these are the PHG trades, just for the people. People have asked me, how do I get the PHG trades? And this is educational for PHG trade members. If you can't see them on this list of 10, come down here to the calendar, right down here to the calendar, past the events page, and click on this, the date there. And what we'll see here is the PHG trades on this listing, and this is the 1st of June. So this will be updated tomorrow for PHG members for different trades. And here you can see the ALQ. The ALQ, we got back in on a close. Yep. Okay. And so here we've been looking for shorting Westpac and all buying a break up. We've been short NAB since the middle of May, and these are the ones that I'm working on now. not so much for taking, for getting a position on. We've been short since over here, mid-May, the 15th. We've been short since this day on NAB. Okay, so what does that run at? Yeah, just one sec, Terry. Okay. Okay, we're getting a bit technical, yeah. So that's about 10% plus the CBA. Plus the CBA was at the 30th of May. We're selling a break below 78.12. We've been targeting, the stop was actually 78.47. Target is $75. So let's look quickly at that, and then we'll close it off and we go to John. We've just $75.39 was the target area there, and already it's whatever it is. What's this one? Here we go. Yeah, it's usually, here we go. It is. It is interim dividend payment date is on the dividend is actually 10th of August this time. It's the final dividend announcement. It goes X on the 17th of August. So on 1,000. Yeah, that's true. That's a fair thing, but we have some strategies. We'll be working on that for PHG trade vendors and also for forecast members. I'll put it over to John now, and that's yeah. So we're short CBA, and we're looking for $75. May go a touch lower at the moment. So I'll just change you over there for John. Let me get out of your way. Sorry about taking over there, John. People enjoying those. Terry, they have a limited time period. An option is like an insurance policy where you buy the insurance policy and your insurance policy is good for a year. After that, you have to pay again. So if you've got control, if you're selling the option, you're like the insurance company. But when you get, which you keep the premium 9 times out of 10, but when you get hit on that one time, the insurance company cries and then tries everything not to pay it. In options, they have to pay. And John's platform actually has a very good options pricing platform feature in there, and you can trade very, very well on any options market around the world on John's. But when in answer to the question about why the broker pushes it, it's obviously that's what he's comfortable with, and probably he doesn't want his clients making too many decisions because he can't cope with that, or he wants to tell his client. You know, some brokers want to tell their clients, they tell everybody the same thing at once, and then they make a good commission by getting people to do 500 trades, and then they don't bother about doing anything for another couple of weeks, and then they come out with another options thing. It just depends on the pattern of the broker. Thanks, John. Yeah. Thanks, John. Thank you. Yep. Well, options are very, very useful, but what the thing with an option is that it gives you the right, when you've bought it, the right but not the obligation to be able to get control of that. Now, I'll give you an example. Who's sold an option here? Raise your hand if you've sold an option, or say yes if you've ever sold an option. Okay. Now this is a trade that one of my now friends is in, or has been in, where he sold put options in BHP above $40 in this region at the advice of his broker. And what happens is when the price goes down, a put option, the person who sells them needs to compensate the owner of the put option for that. So if you've granted or sold a put option, you pay the person who's paid you a small premium a good amount of money. Now, this gentleman was quite a wealthy person in his own right, and he has been selling those options. And what I said to him, I met him probably about one stage. We had dinner with him, and we met through similar friends. And he said, "Oh, what do you do?" I said, "Oh, I'm in the stock market, and I give advice to people and brokers and financial planners, and I tell them what to tell their clients, and other people trade off my stuff." I said, "Oh, that's interesting. What do you think of BHP?" I think it's basically, I think it was around about $38 when I met him. It was probably around this time here, around 2013, maybe 2014. Can't remember the exact time. I said, "It's a piece of shit." I said, basically, I didn't like it. He said, "Oh, well," and then he asked me again, and a few months later, it hadn't gone down much, and he said, "Oh, what do you think?" And he sold the put options up here, and basically all the way down, he's held them and rolled them out, and is incurring funding costs. So he's lost 65% on his physical position by picking up a small amount of options. The options premium, and the more underwater he gets, the more financing costs and funding costs he got. Eventually he snapped, and he asked me what I thought down at when it was about $14 or $15. I said, "Well, I've actually just bought some BHP and I liked it for a rally back up to $20, possibly $21.79. It actually didn't get there. But he said to me, oh, look, I couldn't handle that. I've converted them all. He's actually converted them all to shares. And I went, right, now I know what's going on. He owns the shares. I said, I called him up a couple of weeks ago. I said, Rob, it's just hit my target. And I've told everybody to sell, and I've gone public in the ATAA on the 21st of April, and I said, sell out, get out, because it's hit target. And he wouldn't do it again. He did get a compensatory check from RBS for the advice they gave him for $120,000. I believe that's supposed to be because they didn't want to get caught with that asset by having somebody have such a large hole in their wallet. I would say probably in the order of $500,000 so far, but that's you know, he didn't need to be in there. Luckily, I came across some people who were a gentleman who became a Traders Green Room member, and I got him out. I met him here, and I got him out of the options. Thank God. He's very, very thankful for that. He was also selling for the options. I can't tell you how many other people. A lady from Korea came down to do the Train the Charter seminar in Melbourne, and she said, oh, thank you for getting me out of those BHP options, because I'd been selling forward options. So what happened, basically, if you sell an option, you lose control for a small amount of premium. So you need to really know how to work the market and manage your risk. And I used to sit next to the foreign exchange options price maker and portfolio manager in Macquarie Bank, and his head would explode literally when he had large options expiries, because he generally sold the options, and he was a young, very smart guy, but his head would explode. Now, if you are not a young, very smart person who is in Macquarie Bank with Macquarie Bank's wealth behind it, then you really need about $8 million in your account to sell options, unless you're very smart and you're following trends. And there's some strategies you can employ by selling options. You have to be managing them correctly. And there's certainly the people who do sell options and can manage it can make really good money. But generally, I'd say be careful about selling options. Buying options, you're working, time is against you, and so options trading is not something that for the faint-hearted. It does, however, attract people who are being greedy, because they see they can put in a little bit of money and they might get a big payoff one time out of 20. And it's like you may as well buy lottery tickets, the probabilities of you being successful, because 90% of options expire worthless. My pleasure. We will have I think we'll be having a Your Money, Your Charts session in the third week of June. That will be, as Terry's suggestion, that will be where you will have the ability to ask me a question, and to attend it will cost $17, unless you have already registered for the Your Money, Your Charts session. So you can attend, you can ask a question. Profit owner group members, yeah, they attend for free. It'll be $17. And then I'm not sure when we'll do a Tassie Devil. You'll have to set the date with that one, Terry. Yep. And the trick is that you lose control when you sold an option. So you have to work much harder when you've sold the option. And the gentleman, he just ignored everything that I said all the way down. And yeah, yes, he did get compensation from RBS, the options trading place, but for some of it, but he's still in a big hole. And actually, we're going to have some. I'm going to have some fun with him when I have dinner next time, because I got some stunning news to tell him about what BHP is going to do. Okay, so have a good time, everybody. Thanks, Terry. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.